Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today, I'm going to be talking about Wish. Now, we did talk about it previously. My last video is in the description below. But today, we're bringing new pieces of information that are very critical to the price point that the stock is in at. And then we're going to go on with technical analysis. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So this stock here, we do have some new news. Now, the last piece of news officially is relating towards their revenue, but we do have some institutional buyers that are scooping this one at a massive rate, and we'll talk about this in a second. But just as a quick reminder, for quarter 2 2021, their current revenue is $656 million, and their net loss is $111 million. Now, in comparison, it was 701 in 2023 months ending June 30th, and 11 million in June 30th, 2023 months ending. The adjusted EBITDA is currently $67 million in loss compared to $16 million in loss last year. Now, moving on from institutional buyers, we do have a lot of information about that. So for instance, Morgan Stanley yesterday added around 1.85 million shares, and that is massive for a massive household name. Other companies like Bluefin Capital added thousands of shares, Brookfield Asset Management added other thousands of shares, and it goes all the way. Atom Investors adding around 134,000 of shares, and other than that, before, it's a bit mixed, but there's a lot of institutional buyers activity. Currently, Citadel, for instance, owns 1.9 million shares onto this one, where they have doubled their investment from 1 million to 2 million shares roughly. Now, on other news, insiders have been selling. However, if you're able to see, they're exercising shares before they sell. And what does that mean? Well, sometimes these people, for instance, you see here they exercised the total amount and sold just that total amount. And sometimes these people, in different times of the year, instead of them giving salaries or portion of their salaries would be as shares, and they would just exercise and then sell it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's like you working for a company and they're saying, hey, you know, your salary is broken to this X amount. Some of that will be in shares, which you can exercise and sell. It's normal practice, nothing to be worried about. As you get to see, a bunch of them did it, and it's just a bit of how the company pays these people. Now, on other news on the SEC filing on August 17th, 2021, Thomas Chung, the Vice President of Operation of Context Logic, which is the company called Wish, provided notice of his resignation from the company, with such resignation to be effective on October 5th, 2021. And Mr. Chung intends to continue his position until then to assist in the transition to his duties as the company conducts a search of his successor. Now, before even moving forward, if you'd like to see more contents like this, make sure to click the subscribe button on the bottom right corner and leave notifications button on, and don't forget to drop a like. Our Discord server is in the description below if you'd like to join that, and it's totally free. Now, on other things between institutions and insiders, you get to see that activity. Biggest thing is institutions scooping this one, and we can go towards presentations, but those are not updated, and I think that is the majority of the news, and we can now move on towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis point of view, what we're seeing here is that the 30 EMA is above the 10 SMA, so that's in the moving averages. Now, that might sound gibberish to you, but all it says is that the price point is one of the lowest on more of a downtrend, as you get to see here. But that doesn't mean much. The 50 SMA is at 1032, so below 1032 it's still bearish on the moving averages. Above there, it's bullish. So just keep that in mind. It's more of an indicator on volumes and momentum, but it really isn't a red line. A stock saying moving averages being bearish doesn't mean much if news comes to point or momentums. And speaking of momentums here, momentum is still negative at negative 2.56, but as you get to see, it was negative 4, and it's kind of climbing up at this point, which is a very bullish thing because it's starting to gain some traction. On William percent Arthur though, you're able to see that it's kind of on the oversold side. It's not really much oversold, but it's very close to there. Oversold is around negative 80. It's currently at negative 74, 75. It means that there are sellers, but it's more going on towards the buyer phase. And the more buyers you get, that's a lot better, because usually the stock price goes higher. Now, you want investors, not traders, because they would sell on the easiest jump or the smallest jump on traders. But really, it looks like it might be attracting investors on this one. And in terms of the ADX, it's currently at 26.92, suggesting that this is a trend from the 614 up. As you get to see, this is 3 bullish candles. It is appearing to be more of a bullish pattern that is going upwards, and that in its own is a good thing. The MACD as well is going towards the positive side, suggesting that we are on the way for a really nice bullish trend and a bullish reversal. And that on itself is good news for investors. Now, on the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, you're able to see that they're kind of pinpointing both of them upwards, giving an indication that there might be another leg up based only on momentum alone. And on the moving average bands, you're able to see that this one is expected to trade between 1189 on the top and 561. Currently, the moving averages that are between 962 and 787 are going downwards, but hopefully that might actually get a fix and start fixing itself upwards. Now, we do anticipate at least between 962 and 787 to be where the stock is sitting at. That's just based on momentum. Home balance volume shows that there are more people buying in than selling for today, and that's a good thing. Currently sitting at 170.30 or 170.40 million shares, and you're able to see volumes are stabilizing even with this green push. So volumes are not as crazy as a spike, which is still a good indication for a slow recovery. Now, in terms of Fibonacci retracements, and the only reason I'm showing this one is because high frequency traders and institutional buyers use it. Currently, the resistance sits at 827, followed by that the 959 level, 1066, 1172, 1324, and 1518. The only support is at 614. Now, on the normal price line action supports and resistances, we're able to see that there is currently a very strong resistance at the 732. Above there, around 757, and then going upwards to 795, and then 876, going to 939, and then upwards to around 974, going to around 1054, 1117, and then upwards to 1151, and then upwards to $12, and then 1264, going upwards to 1330, and then 1380, and then 1446, and upwards to 1507. Now, in terms of supports though, we're able to see that the current support is sitting closer to 708. Below there, 696, then 684, and then going down to around 674, 662, going down to around 640 and 614. And then we're able to see on an analyst trading point of view, the last one was reiterated as a hold with a price target of 750 by Citigroup. This person's success rate is 59% with an average return of 31%. Now, there's a bunch of them that were 12 days ago. Majority of them are hold. There are few buys and sells, but they average out as hold with a price target going anywhere from around $5 to $19 in the last 2 weeks. Now, the current one, based on the last 3 months basic analyst ratings, it averages out as a hold based on 10 analyst ratings. That's 2 buys, 6 holds, and 2 sells, with an average price target of around 981, showing around 35% upside. So that is something quite interesting on its own, and then we can move on to what I think about this one. So in short, I do think that Wish, as we covered previously, is really trying to capture the non-cheap kind of market. Remember, when we were talking about the last video, we talked about how they're going to give quality scores, kind of giving an indication which materials or which products are high quality and which ones are lower quality. And this was something that was known for Wish. It's a hit or miss, and they're trying to make it all hit based on your searches and giving you more of a rating system and personalize your own searches and personalize your own recommended products. So that was covered in the last video, and if they continue to do that, you might be able to fix that revenue and balance sheet into something that is more tempting for investors. Currently, there is appearing to be that Morgan Stanley and other big names are backing this one up with institutional buyers, and that is something definitely to think about, as usually it's a good indication that this stock will have growth. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.